what's happening? It's Fun Supernova, one half of that A game.
Your boy Chase Mills, second half of that A game.
You're now rocking with CityonClouds.com.
Oh, okay, that's really how you feeling. Every one of my teams stacking money to the ceiling. Like, what the fuck's this feeling? Like, damn, I gotta be dreaming. When the money coming in frequent, then you start to believe it. Hoes coming in threesomes. With my cool boy tattooed up in a picture. Pilot mode, 365. I got a couple goons, they be down to ride. Go against the team, that's how I'm aside. Go against my dreams, I'm aside. Couple stacks in my pocket, I don't want.
The name A game came from it was back in high school. Back in high school, we had me and Chase were actually called A Team, and it's just funny because before we had known actually where the name came from, artists that we were inspired by at some point in our careers, Ransom and Hitchcock from New Jersey, they went by 18. So long story short, we had to get rid of that name, and our sister actually, who's our manager, she felt like we're separate from what everybody else in the industry brings, and with that being said, we bring our A game like anybody would bring their A game to basketball or anything sports related. We bring our A game to music, so that's definitely where it came from.
That cool boy, that new shit, double cup and a white bitch, and all these niggas.
Actually, that's kind of crazy though. He used to call himself Chase at first, but then after it's like looking at the whole names and putting the face to it and stuff. We sat down. We're like, what? We both agreed, kind of like that should be like my name. You feel me? So we sat down. We were looking through a whole bunch of names and shit like that. And the way No found out his name, that shit came from. We searched the dictionary and it's supernova. We looked at that shit. It was basically a star that gradually gets bigger. You feel what I'm saying? And we were like, well, fuck, we can't call you supernova, so we just cut out the super. Nova's just like, let's call me Nova, and then eventually it's personality-wise fit us better.
So I would say personality-wise, Nova. Me and my brother were two different people.
Definitely.
Twins, we are twins, we do look the same, but we definitely do have the same ambitions. But I would say when people see us in a light, they might say Chase is the evil twin, they might say that I'm the good twin or whatever, but I say I'm the cute twin, to be honest with you. I say I'm the cute twin.
No comment. Enough said.
I think you can see our personalities more or less when we're out on stage.
Yeah. Even if we're partying,
but more so, when we're more in a work environment, I'll jump the fuck in the crowd, I'll jump in the crowd, I'll spit beer on people, I'll get crazy like that.
Walk in the building.
Baseline.
But more or less, it's like, long story short, I mean, Chase fit my personality better than No fit my personality. So, we made the names happen, and they fit today, so that's just what it is.
All my niggas stay drunk, and we about to power up, about to go in.
The name kind of just springs from, I would say our sense of style, our sense of fashion, our image more so, we're fly, we get high, we're in the clouds, sitting on clouds, no pun intended. But I would say, it's more or less who we are. We're pilots.
Yeah.
We're those guys that are in the skies of things. Our pilots are people that represent us and
Who we are as individuals.
Yeah. So I think the name kind of speaks for itself.
More or less, in order to fly a plane, you need a team, right? So it makes sense.
Yeah. Without the plane and without the pilot, it comes hand in hand. So the plane ain't going nowhere without the pilot.
So grab a cup and put your bottles up. Cause we the cool boys. And we gon' do whatever, ever we want. And we gon' do whatever, ever we like. Cause we the boys.
Born Past Mixtape is, I guess, everything that we've kind of always wanted to put together as artists. And I think that this is gonna be the first project that we can actually say we have what we want on it. You know, we've captured the actual sound that we've been working towards for a lot of years now, and I think a lot of people are gonna appreciate it. It definitely shows growth between me and my brother as artists and as songwriters, and
yeah, like since 1988, we were more or less like testing the waters,
I think that was since 1988 was a stepping stone, because there was a lot of records that were still on that project that did got MMVA nominations.
It was a blessing and it was a lesson at the same time.
Went #1 on the radio station. Shouts to 493.5. But this project within itself is more of a mature substance. It has more mature content. It has more content. There's more to see than just what people think that we had to offer from our last couple singles that we dropped.
Oh, okay, that's really how you feeling. Every one of my team stacking money to the ceiling. Like, what the fuck's this feeling?
We were young. That was our first project.
Yeah, I think as you get older, you experience a lot more, and you see a lot more. You've been through a lot more.
Obviously, you voice-wise, you mature.
Yeah, so I think
the whole sound is just completely different.
Yeah, so I think with that being said, it's just as the years go by as a person, you just grow naturally, to the things that you've seen out there in the world, and I think that's kind of what's reflecting on our music. So for our time, The World Is Yours was a girl record. We were in high school at that time, so we were probably in love. You know what I'm saying? On some dumb shit. So, and then since 1988 and all those other records, like, Oh My, springs from, being young, wanting to get money, wanting to party and have fun, and that's kind of what it is. Like, all of our records that, we've created up until this point, whether they've been Oh My, Cool Boys, they've all sprung from something that's happened around us or how we feel naturally, these little concepts that came in. So, from those periods, until now, it's kind of like we've seen everything. Not everything, but we've been privileged to see a lot more.
Get a taste of it,
in these past years, and that's what's going to be seen, on this mixtape, and that's what acknowledges our growth.
Bought a car, bought a yacht, bought a plane, bought a villa, bought a crib. Money made me.
Breeze has been saying, he's been talking about wanting to do a record and wanting to get into a record. We've known Breeze for a very long time, for years now. So, I think it was just one of those situations that, it was at the right place, the right time. We're out of town. We're actually in Kitchener-Waterloo. We recorded over at DBS Studios. Shouts to JRD. And
we were just more or less chilling.
Yeah, we were chilling. We went through a lot of records that night. G had chefed up a few things, and we actually just went back into the archive to look for other things, other records that we may have had sitting around. And there's just one record that I was really interested. I was like, I think Pusha T should do this record. But then I went back to it, you know what I mean? And I heard it, and it was The Money Made Me Do It record. From there the chemistry just built, and that was it.
Use Bigelow, Mel Gigolo, just bought a van and a hoe. Who's a centerfold?
Definitely. I think it's just a timing situation.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely see a video for it, and when you see a video for it, it'll be the right time.
Bought a crib, money made me do it. Bought a car, bought a yacht, bought a plane, bought a villa.
Getting the music help for
Exposure,
for the most, it's impacted our career, because a lot of people that aren't privy to listen to our music, who don't live in Toronto, will be able to tap into certain blogs and certain online content and be able to hear our music. So more or less, yeah,
the exposure side of things, and
it's major.
Having blogs support Canadian content or just music on a whole, it helps us be able to reach the masses.
The online awareness is big.
And it's captured through the online awareness, and these blogs have relationships with other people too. So once it's posted on one blog, then the next blog will pick up on it. The momentum's kind of built.
I was daydreaming, but the funny thing is, I'm more daydream on a card.
G-Buyer. Of course, I gotta salute my other brothers.
Baseline. You already know, baseline. You feel me? Like right now, we're just working with a lot of people that we feel right working with right now, and there's a lot of producers out there in Toronto that are doing their thing. But right now, we got a family right now. So shout outs to Baseline and shout outs to G-Buyer.
I would say like
Anything.
a lot of artists.
It varies.
It definitely does vary because every artist has their own thing about them that I would say could be inspiring to a certain degree. If I'm gonna say a lot of artists, if I was to say any artist, I would say of course, you gotta mention the homeboy Drake. He's very inspiring, musically, as a songwriter, as well as some of the older hip hop legends that are still doing their thing today. To see them come so far and still progress with everything going on to stay relevant. That within itself is inspiring because not a lot of people have been able to do that.
Transition.
And hold on and be able to switch over. So Jay, Nas, and Kendrick Lamar, he's dope. Kendrick Lamar, definitely inspiring. I can't think off the top. There's so many artists out there that are doing their thing, but they all have something about them that definitely.
The J. Cole's, the ASAP Rockies, all the young boys that are doing their thing right now. Very inspiring.
And ain't nobody stopping me now. And alright.
You just say Adidas.
Adidas.
Say it 5 times.
Adidas, Obey's cool. I don't know, man. I'm basic, very simple. Don't really care for all that crazy shit. A white tee and a pair of Levi's. Denim.
She asked Chase, where we going? I replied, it's quite clear. Anywhere it ain't snowing like Dubai.
Loud.
And most importantly, you need damn well money.
Items.
Items. So yeah, keep that loud pack.
My MacBook, laptop. You always gonna need a
Let's do it on
laptop.
my iPhone.
You're definitely gonna need your phone, and Pro Tools for the road. Why not?
Yeah.
Get some work done on the road.
I'ma get this money tonight. And ain't nobody stopping me now.
I would say music.
Music.
Of course, music. Because there's nothing that can give you a better high than making great music and being able to have people out there in the world that appreciate what you do. So, music. Exclusive interview.
First interview.
With CityonClouds.com. We're live in the studio right now working on Born and Past mixtape. So when this shit drops, y'all niggas already know what it is. So CityonClouds.com. Flans per Nova, one half of that A game.
Your boy Chase. We out.